technically let's understand what is infrastructure as code, right? IaC is a core capability of DevOps that allows organizations to manage the scale and the speed with which environments need to be provisioned. See, environment, you are setting up the environment for the developer to write the code, right? So, see, before that let's talk about little about serverless computing, right? We have studied about serverless computing. In this, I said that you need not have to worry about the infrastructure. Here I am telling how to take care of the infrastructure. So, both are different concepts. If you are not using serverless, okay, if you are not using serverless, in traditional way, you have to do all these installations, right? That we are trying to automate. Whereas in serverless, that is taken care by the cloud provider. But if you want to do it manually in your system, in your company, in your organization, without using cloud, without using serverless computing, then you have to do manually. You have to install the operating system, you have to install this, you have to install Python, you have to do settings, VS Code or some IDE, you have to install, all that steps you have to do here. This we are trying to automate. Whereas in serverless, we need not talk about this at all. Okay, so both are different, right? In serverless, we are completely avoiding this part. Whereas in serverless, whereas in IaC, traditionally if I am working on my machines without using serverless, then how do we automate that process is what we are talking here, right? So, that is why here what we do, see, environments need to be provisioned and configured to enable continuous delivery. So, this is also a continuation of CI/CD. In CI/CD, once the code is written, we are talking about automatic test, automatic checking, deploying it in different layers, moving it to production. Automatically it is happening in CI/CD. But before writing the code itself, the environment whatever you are creating, that also has to be automated. That is the main goal of this infrastructure as code, right? So, evolving around the notion of infrastructure as code is the notion of software defined environments. Okay, so we are preparing environments, we are setting up the environment as software code, right? Whereas infrastructure as code deals with capturing node definitions and configurations as code. That what configuration you want, that will be written as code. Node definitions will be written as code, right? So, software defined environments use technologies that define entire systems made up of multiple nodes, not just their configurations, but also their definitions, topologies, roles, relationships, workload and everything. See, you are doing class path setting for Java, right? So, this class path setting, where it has to go, which option it has to set that path, everything is written as code, right? Installation of Java can be written, doing class path setting also can be written. Everything is clearly stated inside the code, that is infrastructure as code, IaC. Okay. So, it is again, it is a modern DevOps practice where servers, networks and cloud resources are automatically provisioned, means installed and set up, right? Managed using code instead of manual configuration. Instead of we doing it manually, it is automatically taken care. What is the advantage of doing so? I can do it speed, reliability and consistency also can be achieved. What is consistency? I told no, there are 100 systems. If I do it manually, I may do some mistakes in some servers or some systems. But if I am having one script only I am installing in all computers, same thing will happen in all the machines. So, there is consistency across the systems, right. So, see, we are talking about server, network, cloud resources, everything we are setting up. Okay. So, what are the benefits of doing IaC or using IaC? Automates infrastructure setup using scripts or configuration files. It is obvious we will be writing some script. Ensures consistent environments across development, testing and production. Same set of environments are set up, created in all the platforms, in development environment, testing environment, production, because we have different environments. So, in everywhere we are having same kind of setup, because we are going to use same script, same code will be used. So, there will not be any mismatch between the environments. Settings will not be different, settings will be same, the tool which I am using, the IDE will be same, the version of the Python program will be same. If I say here install 3.12 in development, same will be installed in testing and production also without any problem, without any mismatch in the version, right? And since you are not doing it manually, it will enable faster and repeatable deployments. Creating environment, deploying them is quick, it's very fast. Okay, obviously CI/CD pipeline, the whole story of DevOps itself is to make process faster, reduces human errors caused by manual configuration. So if manually we are doing, sometimes I may forget, if repeatedly, see, as a human it's quite common that if you repeat some task, confusing or complex task multiple times, there is high chance that any one of the no settings you may make mistake. Okay, so that can be avoided, which is no, if you are using IaC. IaC also improves scalability and disaster recovery. Okay, how it is improving scalability? When, let's say, I was having 100 systems to do some task, if the load is increasing, I have to set up, include 20 more systems. Setting up these 20 more systems very, very quick. Just run that script in these 20 new machines and I club them with 100, make it a group, it will become faster, I can scale it. Okay, disaster recovery, because I want to take backup of that, I can do that, right? IaC also supports version control, like Git. Okay, any changes that can also be captured using this softwares like Git. We know well better what Git does. So these are few advantages what we get by using IaC. Okay. Right.